Welcome to our first ever the nail sesh as the world burns.
Basically.
basically. So our weekly nail session where we talk about the things that the shit's gone down in the 3 weeks that have passed since my last appointment.
I think a lot has happened.
Oh my god. Well, we had a whole hurricane. I was worried when we decided to tape this. I was worried that nothing would happen in the world. We'd have like nothing to talk about. But that's not what happened. We had what? The hurricane, UFO
Multiple.
sightings, tornadoes. Yeah. It's
The
been
world's on
the
fire.
world is literally on fire.
What else happened?
The world is literally on fire. Well, there's all the Diddy stuff. Which, by the way, did you hear that?
You're very intrigued too. I know this. This
Huh?
is so funny. I said you're very intrigued.
Yeah. Well, so the Diddy thing. There's the new cases against him are coming out.
Wasn't it like 100 or something?
Yeah. So a few of those have allegations have dropped now. Of what they actually were suing him for. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's nasty.
I'm telling you, I just want to see them J-Lo photos. I just need to see it.
Yeah.
I know you're there.
It's just nasty.
You can't deny it. Your husband left you before it hit the fan.
Yep. Your husband saw it.
Mm-hmm. I literally actually think so.
Oh my god, I was so sucked into the hurricane drama.
I mean, but how could you not? Did you watch that one woman where she's like, "My husband's a contractor, and this is
You're
the
gonna hate me.
commercial." Da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay. So
I
just
know.
hate me, baby. I was like, oh god.
I was so scared when it jumped. I got so caught up in the whirlwind of that. I mean, I'm so glad it didn't happen. I mean, it's devastating, but they're still recovering and whatnot. But at least it wasn't like God. They made it seem like it was the apocalypse. That like,
I mean, it kind of felt like it. Like,
yeah, like it was going to be
thing.
the worst.
You was like, what did you send me? You sent me like 5 or 8 or whatever that video was. I watched it and I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah. I was scared. I was scared for him. And we had we did the boot camp. What did you think about that business boot camp we did?
So I'm gonna do the what is it? I don't know. The one-on-one with Olivia.
Uh-huh.
I start this Thursday. I see her in the morning. We're gonna have a conversation about a lot of things. I'm gonna work with what's that girl's name? The media one?
Jessica. I had a meeting with her. I had a meeting with Jessica.
With her next week. How was your meeting with her?
It was good. I'm trying to decide whether or not I have it's one of those things where it's pricey, but if it helps me grow my business and my income, then it's totally worth it. If it doesn't help me grow my business and my income, then I'm just out that much more money. So, it's like trying.
It's kind of like a seesaw effect.
Yeah, and so I mean, I thought she was great, and in our initial,
She had a lot of energy.
and in our initial hour together, she did give me some really good ideas. So that inspired some faith, but it's really hard to trust.
The internet.
Well, just anybody. It's really hard to trust people that tell you they want to grow your business. But I am going to run that little black dress challenge, and I am putting together a workshop, and I'm interested. She says she has a 30-day launch strategy that I'm really interested in learning.
Uh-huh.
I feel like, and we talked about my meal prep membership, or the meal prep stuff that I have. Yeah. I kept waiting to put it in Canva and get it in a PDF form. And she's like, you don't even need to do that because you could just move people over to the platform that it's already on.
Uh-huh.
So, and I was actually like, that's a really great idea to take the meal plans and the recipe guide and just sell it on the Mighty Networks, that they just have access to it, like lifelong access to it. And then they've got the meal prep videos, and just sell it as a one-off. So I'm putting more stuff on there. I think that'll do really good because people really want the recipes. And all I've been doing is coming up with new recipes. My brain is still obsessed. And I was telling Eric today that My brain is not my friend. My brain is its own entity, and it decides to craft recipes in the middle of the night. Not like I don't wake up and then start and like decide I'm going to think about putting a recipe together. It's like I wake up to the fact that my brain is already working on it and has decided to do this. And I'm like, great idea, but it's like 2 a.m. My brain's like, yeah, but just hang with me here. If we did this, this, and this, again, all good. Why can't you do this during the day? Why can't you do this during the day? Why does it need to be at 2 a.m. that you are deciding, unasked or provoked, to start creating recipes? I don't understand.
That's the way our brains work.
I know. So, and I just made a new recipe for egg bites yesterday. I've got a chicken Alfredo bake recipe that I'm working on today. I've refined my blueberry protein pancake recipe. I made this really good Mexican hash recipe that I'm just obsessed with. So that's what I've been doing in my free time. Cleaning
You do it with
and
that
obsessing.
hot sauce too?
Yes. Yes. So that's what I've been doing, obsessing over recipes and cleaning. And as much as I miss my munchkin, my 20-year-old that moved out of the house,
Your house is cleaner.
it's clean. It's it stays clean. I mean, I didn't realize what a tornado between her and Eric is like. Now that I am alone in the house, most of the day, everything stays clean.
Uh-huh. Are we still gonna do that moon thing?
Oh yeah, I mean that's coming up. Do you want to come over for it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, full moon fire. I got to put out a reminder on that because that's this Wednesday, isn't it? Or Thursday? Thursday. It's this Thursday. Yep, this Thursday. It's the full moon. And I have noticed a distinct. This is going to sound so freaking weird and woo-woo. But since I started doing those ceremonies again, like I do feel like my energy feels better. And I've been drinking the moon water that I made.
Uh-huh.
I feel better.
That's good.
And maybe it's all psychological placebo effect, but I swear to God, I feel like energy shifting. I now identify as a person whose house is always clean. And, I just feel like certain things are moving in the right direction. Things are becoming kind of unstuck. But now, with everything going on, we've got the elections coming up. So I'm like waited with bated breath on that.
I can't handle that no more.
I can't.
I just came back from Vegas on Sunday, and that's the other place. And them commercials that I saw were so horrible.
Oh.
I guess he had just left there or something or whatever, but it was so ridiculous. I was just like, I cannot. It has consumed my whole brain already. I'm just so tired.
You know what I'm trying to do over the next 3 weeks? Because obviously I have my opinion. It isn't going to change before elections. I can't change the elections, right? I can't, no amount of worrying about it or obsessing about it will change the outcome.
No,
so,
I mean, you just have to do whatever your part is.
Right. And then
forward.
So the next 3 weeks, I'm just going to try to do everything I can to stay in a positive vibe. Like, I got to just stay in a positive vibe. I don't want to get wrapped up in the news. I don't want to get wrapped up in all the hoopla of it. I already expended all that energy on the hurricane. Like, I don't have bandwidth to get caught up in the drama of it all because it's not going to do it. Me getting caught up in it is just taking my life force energy in a way that just like, I don't have a control over the outcome.
That's right.
So I'm just going to work on being in as good a vibe for myself and others and helping others be in a good vibe as I can be over the next. And of course, my birthday is the day before elections.
Isn't that a blessing for you?
Which reminds me, I'm having a birthday get-together before then. And, of course, I have to do it before the elections, right? Because I don't know what anybody's mood is going to be like after the election.
Horrible.
Depending on how it goes. So I you know I love walking. So the
Mhm.
first part's going to be a walk, and then a lunch at Matador in Ballard,
Mhm.
which is my favorite restaurant down there, Mexican food restaurant. That's adult only, like there's no kids. So
Like that's their policy, or
yeah,
that's
it's a
your
21 and over
okay,
restaurant.
okay. I was like,
And
is that their policy or that's yours? I was trying to really make sure.
no, it's a 21 and over restaurant. So we're going to start at Natalia's house
Mhm.
and walk over to the Matador.
Mhm.
And then lunch is at noon. So people that want to do the walk can meet at Natalia's house, and people that just want to do the lunch will meet at Matador. And it's only going to be like a handful of people.
That sounds like a good thing.
Yeah, it's about all I can handle. I was going to do a really something more elaborate, but I just didn't have the bandwidth for it.
It's okay. We have a good thing going on in the future.
Yeah.
Let's see what else has happened. They had that big drug bust here. Did you hear about it?
No, tell me about that.
17 people involved. There's more. It's literally started in King County, South King County. A person is an activist and works for, well, used to, I won't say used to work for Metro and the Boys and Girls Club, was washing the money through that. It's a woman.
Wow.
It's a woman for
Through Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah.
I got to tell my daughter this because my daughter worked for Boys and Girls Club up until she moved.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell her.
And now the Boys and the Girls Club and the Metro for the all United States is joining together.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, how long did you know that they were joining together before you were like, let me traffic this drug money through this organization?
Oh my goodness.
4 Native Americans have passed away between here, Montana, Arizona.
From this drug stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. What drug?
Fentanyl.
Oh gosh.
They had heroin, fentanyl, I think, and cocaine.
Oh my goodness.
They had enough fentanyl that over 1 million people could die.
Oh my God. That's horrible.
And everybody is involved. The CIA, the DEA, the FBI, the Native Police, the
wow.
whatever our drug enforcement thing is here in Seattle. All of these people
How did I
are
not hear about this?
involved in this. It's so crazy. It happened like I'm gonna say maybe 14 days ago, maybe.
Wow. That's intense. See all this shit that goes down in between these appointments? That is
The
nuts.
people upstairs got kicked out. They were squatting for a year.
Up from here?
Upstairs.
Wow.
And I was like, I didn't know people squat like that. I mean, I
Oh,
knew
yeah.
people squat, but I was like, everybody I've ever heard of, they were like, I'm not moving out of my house. I was like, wow. One day the police came. It was like 3 police cars. Sheriff came the next day. I was like, what is happening? And I was sitting right here, and I watched this man walk by with this gigantic gun. And I was like, what in the world is happening?
Wow. Well, I can't say anything like major has like happened in.
That's a
oh
good
wait,
thing.
no, I lied. So Joe's car like died and went kaput, and so now we've given Joe our other car because Eric rides to work. We don't need 2 cars, so.
Mm-hmm.
But that was fun because I got to spend an entire day that was supposed to be doing work, having to go out and to deal with the tow truck and all that stuff. That could have been worse because her car just stopped running in the middle of her driving it. Just kaput, and it was something with the alternator, but they think that it would cost $1,000 for them to look and see if the engine needs to be rebuilt, which is like, we're not rebuilding that engine. Don't remember. It's something that it was my dad's old car.
Oh, okay.
So when he got a new one, he gave her that. It's an Acura, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but it's old,
It's
We're like,
life.
we're not gonna be replacing that. Plus, it gets like 13 miles to the gallon. So this is kind of a win-win. She can get the Subaru, which is closer to 20 miles a gallon, and we then have one less car on the insurance, all the things, one less car to repair.
One less thing to have to worry about.
We get to donate it and then take it off of our taxes.
Yeah, we did that with our old car. I donated a car to Cars for Kids.
I did pretty good. I didn't break anything.
I'm very proud of you.
I did not break anything.
What else has happened?
How was Vegas? I hate Vegas.
Hot as hell. It was 100 degrees.
Why were you there?
My mom's birthday was on the 10th.
Oh, and she likes Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
It was 100 degrees. No
100
thanks.
degrees.
It's too hot.
I saw a sex ring.
Whoa.
Get busted while we were there.
Wow. So sex rings are getting busted. Drug rings getting busted.
A lot of rings.
A lot of rings. The Diddy ring getting
it's
busted.
Election year, and they don't play that when it's getting ready to be election year.
Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna take a bathroom break.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, final stages.
We're back.
We're back. You know, I think the next appointment is for my birthday. It'd be my birthday appointment.
So. Do you know what you're doing?
No.
You'll figure it out though.
Yes.
Aren't you excited about it?
About my birthday?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Not excited? It's a day that's just about you. I mean, forget the day that's after, but besides that.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean,
it gets to be Gigi Day.
Gigi Day. I love all my nicknames.
At least it works, right?
It does. No, you aren't the first person to call me that either.
It just works well.
It
just gives me. That should be like your personal license plate one day. One day.
One day.
No craziness for real today. We haven't had that. I don't know. The craziest thing I feel like I've been telling everybody is saying, have you heard about that drug bust?
Have you heard about that drug? Well, somebody was saying that there was the fentanyl problem had been getting recently better, and I wonder if it's because of that bust.
Probably. I saw them downtown on down the street from your old studio of a Jackson in the International District. When I was taking my mom home, I had like the biggest like ring of police that was like from King Street to like I don't know Jackson and something. It was so crazy. I was like,
wow.
What is happening?
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, with the way things went, it's a blessing I don't have that studio there anymore.
Isn't it weird how that just all operated for this?
Well, and that area was coming up until COVID, and then all the projects that were supposed to go into that area to kind of.
Well, Black Coffee finally just came. I mean, they're supposed to be where their Starbucks is. It's like so long ago. Like they just got there. Like
wow.
I just see
a lot of people pulled their money out of projects that were going on in that area because of COVID and everything. And so, you know, it just started to slide, you know, downhill and become very unsafe. And the studio was like just a couple right there by that Starbucks, like 1 block away, right? Something like that. And that Starbucks was dodgy then.
Oh my gosh, I didn't tell you. Somebody ran into the Walgreens right there.
Really?
Like they drove into it.
See, that doesn't surprise me.
I was like, I'm shocked that Walgreens is still here.
I'm
looking at them like, how are you still here? There's nothing in the store.
Nothing.
Like you go there, it's
empty.
Negative. They're like, oh, we don't even stock it anymore because
everybody was stealing
everything. And I'm looking like, so why are we here? Why are you here? Is the question. If we're only operating because of the pharmacy, The pharmacy can just be drive-through or whatever. It could just be that by itself. Nobody's here for everything else. There's nothing
That
here to
whole
buy.
lot, like that parking lot,
It's a problem.
oh,
Put the
huge
fan in.
problem.
They had the shooting, and there's a school across the street that had a shooting and went right into that little thing where the kids are. It's so crazy. There's always something happening at that whatever that is upstairs, the housing thing upstairs. There's just always something happening. I'm just looking like the police sit in the parking lot all the time.
Right, and they don't have the same police presence, or at least there hadn't been. Maybe it's getting better now, but the same police presence as before.
And they don't even have an answer for that. Like, I don't know what.
Well, I think it's a result of all that defund the police stuff.
Yep. And now look at us. They're running around like banshees. With their heads cut off.
I mean, this idea that we can police ourselves is clearly shown that.
I didn't understand why people thought that they could police themselves.
I don't think all of us are ready to police ourselves yet. I'm not saying police reform isn't really super important, because it is. I know there are substantial problems. You know that personally. Mm-hmm. But,
And it's very interesting with the whole police squad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order to become a police, it's the same amount of hours for me to become a nail tech.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There needs to be some reform to the system.
I don't know and I feel like if you have some kind of mental situation, you probably shouldn't do that job.
Well, it attracts some of that, and I know that they do try to weed some of that out, but I don't think it's thorough enough. But
and then the cool part about it is, if you've been a police officer in some other state and you move here, they'll hire you because you have the history.
Right.
It's so interesting. We're not going to ask you why you left that area.
Well, and I don't pretend to know a whole lot about that system, other than, clearly from the outside, it looks like they need to have some reform, but also the idea that not to have any sort of.
You have a cut right there.
Do I? Oh, no, I do, because you know how I got that cut?
What?
I was using my mandolin.
Oh, I did that before. I cut half my whole finger off. You know how I put it back together? With medical honey.
With what?
Medical honey.
Medical honey. Oops, I think I touched that.
It's okay. People are all like, "You did what?" I was like, yeah. It's a thing. You'll learn later. The mandolin. Such a dangerous tool. So no plans for Halloween, huh?
No.
Okay, G. Okay. Oh, you're just glowy. Put that.
Ooh! Oh my God! That looks like a blue velvet dress. Mm-hmm. I love it.
What else you doing today?
I'm so behind on video editing. I have to do a lot of video editing today, and then I've got to put together this workshop, and all the tech part that I hate of. I love my job and I love watching my clients succeed. I hate all the technical part of it that I still have to do myself.
You about to cut that other person off? Did you cut them off yet? The media people or whatever?
We're not going to talk about that on camera. Edit that part out.
I got my answer, thanks.
But this is why I think I need Jess. And eventually, once I start getting it to a certain point, then I can hire a VA to do all that. But I just can't. I can't warrant that expense right now.
Put this hand in.
But I still need a little tech help with like just little niggly things that I never remember all the steps to. Like when I'm making
it's hard. Page. Ain't no freaking guide.
It's all that. Well, that's just what. Okay, so this brings me to a new topic. Why is it that we are expected nowadays to intuit how something works? Now, Before, if you ordered a record player, it came with like an instruction manual that told you how to operate it.
Look, all that stuff I be putting together from IKEA all comes with instructions.
Right. But you get a new iPhone, which is the most, it's like this huge techie device, and you're just supposed to like, I don't know how it works. Play around. You get a new program to something. Like there's no instruction manual. There's no instruction manual on how to use TikTok. You're just supposed to like click around and intuit it and figure it out. Well, guess what? If you were born in, 1970, like I was, your brain does not naturally intuit these things. Pen and paper, that's intuitive to me. So all the stuff that seems really intuitive to, I don't know, people in their 30s as far as tech's concerned, and that makes me feel stupid and old.
Which you're not.
Which I'm not. But it's like, none of the stuff is intuitive to my brain.
It's not supposed to, though.
Also, you add in the ADHD, and I'm supposed to sit down and figure it out, and that's never going to happen. I just wish something came with like instructions. Like, just instructions. You got to YouTube everything, right, to figure out how to do something.
No, for real. Literally, I Pinterest or Google everything.
Yep. But why doesn't the phone come with like a little manual that says here's all the things or a little video, a YouTube video that you can like
why is it a
download
secret though? Have you noticed that it'd be a secret? It'd be
why do I have to find out?
You're like scrolling and then somebody will be like, "Did you know?
Did you know that you could do this?" Like, what? Oh no, I've had my iPhone for 2 years and didn't know that. Why is it a secret? Like seriously.
Or I've had an iPhone ever since that brick one came out.
Right? Like, why am I finding out 2 years later from some stranger on TikTok that my phone can do this? I don't understand.
You know they have a whole class at Apple.
Well, I'm going to have to start taking it because I'm like, please,
just tell me how to fucking use it. They have a whole class at Apple. Like, you can go there and get a class on how to, like, figure out some things. I was like, that is ridiculous.
Well, I'm having trouble just figuring out how to use freaking Canva.
What do you want to learn, though?
Well, how to design like a PDF recipe guide. And I know people are like, oh, it's really easy. It's not for me. It's not.
When's your best focus point, though, of time frame of day? Morning?
Probably, if I had to learn something like that, probably morning-ish. Yeah. Towards the end of the day, I'm not going to have capacity. It's over. And the thing is, I have all the content.
I know.
I just have to plug it in.
Mm-hmm. They have a Canva workshop, I feel like, don't they?
I don't know.
I feel like this is.
But then they change everything every 5 minutes.
And why did we keep doing these updates?
That's what I mean. They update it and used to be like, oh, if you go to these 3 buttons here.
Because I used to know I did something on Canva and I had like just read it on like Pinterest or something. And the next thing I know, I'm like, that's not there anymore.
It's not there anymore. Like, if I click these 3 buttons, you find it here. Now it's like, oh, nope, we're going to change that. And we're going to change it and we're not going to tell any of you. It's just going to show up one day on your phone different. It's going to show up one day on your computer different. And we're not going to tell you what we changed. We're just going to make you figure it out. See, that's the part that's really tough for me. I don't want to have to relearn it. I'm the one that throws a fit. Why do the grocery stores need to change their layout? Just leave it the same. Why do I show up one day and now I got to like go on a treasure hunt for stuff that I always knew where it was before? Like, just leave it alone. This is so pretty. This turned out way even prettier than I thought it would.
One of my clients got this and brought it forward. I'll tell her you'll like it.
I like it.
But yeah, I'm doing homecoming. Ugh, what a joy.
This would have been the perfect nails to go with my prom dress when I was in high school.
Stop.
It was seriously like the blue Cinderella dress back when I was not who I am now. But this would go perfect with it. Actually, if I still had that dress, I could pull it up. That's what I could do for Halloween.
And
See what
if
I'm
you were
talking about?
asking, could you still fit into that dress from high school?
Could she?
Good.
Probably better than she did then. Isn't that funny? This is fun. Well, people ask me, do you enjoy your job? Actually, on a daily basis, yes, I do.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I realize is I do love my job. I just don't. The
For the
marketing
same thing.
piece is hard for me. You know, that's
It's
the part.
hard on both sides because
Yeah.
I don't do it either. Like, I don't be doing all that. Like, I'm just like, I just post some pictures and move on about my business. You know,
But
it's
now
what
we're
it
doing
is.
this. See, nail sesh.
I'm trying.
The nail sesh.
We're
Maybe
trying.
someday someone will make a movie about us.
I mean, I do feel like my life is intriguing. So
No, but seriously, how
Look
much
at
of the
that.
world went upside down after we met and started doing nails? COVID hit. COVID
my
hit.
whole life changed.
Yes, so did mine.
Yeah, my whole life. Like the things that I was supposed to be enjoying in 2019 to 2020, that never happened. It still hasn't happened. To be for real. Like things that it is that I was supposed
It's
to
like-
go or see or whatever. No.
I wonder if we were destined and fated to meet because we would have needed each other to get through these times.
Probably. I
Probably.
feel like that.
And it's never stopped.
You're
It's
still
been
here.
one life that, you know, did you see my post that I did on TikTok about I just want precedent? I just want some precedents. I'm unprecedented times. I'm tired of them.
I just want common sense. If I could
Common sense. I just want some normality, some like,
I
you know, a little
just-
bit of boredom,
a touch.
a touch, just touch.
Just to be like, I'm so bored. I don't know what to do.
But no, the whole world is like every day losing its fucking like. Come on, seriously, the amount of shit that has gone down since 2020. More shit has gone down in the last 4, almost 5 years than has gone down in my entire goddamn life. It feels like
Whole life.
I don't even know where I live anymore. I'm like, we slipped into an alternate universe.
This is him. Whole life.
Whole life.
They don't know what to do, how to be.
Here's the other thing.
It's the rudeness for me.
Well, here's the other one. It's the stupidity.
The stupidity and the rudeness goes hand in hand. It's like
exactly.
It's like salt and pepper.
Okay, so here's the thing I have about this, like, oh, the government's manipulating the weather. I want to know how that's more plausible than the fact that back when Joe was a baby, so like 25 years ago, when the movie Inconvenient Truth came out, and climate change became a thing, and scientists were saying,
when was she born? What year?
1999.
Yeah, that's when I started talking about it.
And they were saying climate change is a thing, and that
God,
in 20
I'm 10 years older than her.
Yes. And 25, that's how my friends are. All my good friends are in their mid 30s to early 40s.
I'm like, I feel some type of way.
So they've been telling, scientists have been screaming, we're in trouble. We're going to have bigger storms, and Florida will end up underwater. I mean, because scientists have been saying this.
I think all that down there is going to end up underwater.
It is, but
Louisiana, Florida, Texas.
They've been saying it for the last 25 years, and yet somehow it is now the government's manipulating the weather. Not that scientists were warning us 25 years ago there was a problem and the storms would get bigger. And what caused the big Milton? It was warm ocean waters, right? Warmer than normal. Like, they've been telling us this would happen, but you want to say that the government, the Democrats, have a weather machine.
Because they're stupid.
That's more plausible than they told us there was a problem 25 years ago and this would happen.
Because they're stupid. Because they're stupid.
And I feel bad for everyone that lost their home, but I feel bad that it happened. And we were duly warned.
I feel bad that it happened, but I mean, if you live there and you understand, I don't know. They've been having horrible weather for the last,
No, people should. I don't know why anyone would be in Florida anymore.
Why would you
If I was in
move
Florida
there?
in some of those parts, and I understand that people love it. There was a woman on today. She's like, people are leaving Florida, and it's hard because it's beautiful. They're attached. They love it. Yes, but the reality is, it's going to continue to get hit.
it's just like, I've been to Louisiana. I wouldn't live there.
Florida is going to become like Antarctica.
Like, I would not live there because
inhabitable.
it's unrealistic. The people tell me that your insurance is off the chain.
Insurance companies are going to be pulling out of there.
They're not even going to go there.
Would you insure a place that was there?
It's ridiculous.
Well, and then even with insurance, these people have deductibles that are just the deductibles out of their price range. You know, so we're going to have, as somebody was saying, we're going to have our first set of like people that are refugees from climate change in the United States, because we have to figure out how to rehome, a whole state's worth of people eventually.
Again, like, we haven't even fixed the stuff from Hurricane Katrina.
Right.
Like, those people they're still suffering from that. People can't go. Their house is gone.
I don't know how you can deny climate change at this point.
I just don't understand how they deny all these things.
How are you denying climate change? How are you like,
it makes more.
Well, and if the government could control the weather, how would we not have just, wiped out certain places and people with just the weather? Mm-hmm. But we're going to just go, like, to what benefit taking out Floridians, really? Why not cause a big storm that takes out Putin? Why aren't they doing that?
That's too big. Sorry. That's too much of a right. That's not going to happen.
But this is, I'm saying, whether or not you believe he should be taken out or not, the government would really use their resources of having a weather machine to use it on Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because they hate them that much, huh? I'm looking like it's the alligators in the water for me.
Well, for me, it's the alligators and the insects.
And them other lizard things that just come in your house.
I have to say, some of those people impress me, though, with their, like, seriously, those are some tough motherfuckers down there. Sure but are. I really...
How many of them said, I'm not leaving?
Well, and some of them were right, because then it wasn't as bad. But
and then
thank God,
the other side.
Thank God. But but it's the wake-up call, and will anybody listen? Like, it potentially could have hit them as a Category 5, Category 4, right? They're lucky it hit at the category it did and went south.
They got blessed.
But are we going to learn that the potential for this could happen again?
No.
And it might not go south next time.
Because look at how far it went up north.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that incredible?
And it's not even... That was before.
Well, and then there was a dam that they had like 20 years to fix that they didn't fix.
Typical. On the other hand,
I don't know.
They don't do what they're supposed to do. Never.
Probably should just preface, not everything on here is going to sound politically correct or come out of our mouths right.
I mean, we're just giving you our truthful facts.
To us, as we know them.
That's how I feel.
This smells so good.
Watermelon.
Oh my gosh. Is this yours?
Mm-hmm.
Did you make it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that is some nice stuff.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that smells so lovely. I just want to eat a Jolly Rancher now.
I know, everybody says that.
Or one of those like sour watermelons, gummies.
Yeah. Is it still Jolly Rancher? Is it Jolly Rancher?
I don't know. I think it's like a Haribo or Trolley.
There you go. That one.
Okay. Well, this concludes this week's episode.
And we'll continue again.
The nail sesh as the world burns or drowns, as it may be. Floods.
Everything.
Fire. End of times. That's what we haven't talked about. That's what we should talk about next week. All this ends of times stuff. And aliens. I'm bringing up the aliens next time. Oh, look at you. Look at you coming to keep me company. Can you come up? It was funny because she would come up with her little paws and then get mad at me if I tried to pet her. Like, this is all on my terms. This is all on my terms, right, Pebbles? Right? All on your terms?
I can do 2.5.